You know, this card right here is one of the most degenerate cards in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Drawing 3 cards every single turn if you're lucky. Absolutely amazing. Let's dig into our first place deck profile. Alright, don't be like the 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more last content. So we decided we wanted to take Runic to locals. And I figured we put together the list from Monos test. So these are some of my thoughts on this particular variant while actually having gotten the chance to play it. So, 2 copies of a Mono Awado. This card, oh my gosh. Being able to summon this turn 1 and not have your opponent hand trap you is one of the greatest feelings in the entire world. It is so great. Would I want to play 3 of this? I think 2 was fine. Honestly, I do kind of miss Majesty's Fiend, but Fiend is so easy to out right now. We have triple copies of Fountain. This card is nuts. Drawing not once per turn per copy, by the way. That's the craziest part. And to top things off, like, your opponent stops the first one, and you still have more gas to go. Say like the Ash that you're like, or activate a second Fountain, and you have another spell, well, go ahead and you can get your draw. So you can play around certain interactions with this. But God, this card, I love it so much. We have triple copies of Tip. Honestly, this is if you go after this like they did in the OCG ban list, or this would be the card you go after. Problem is this is the deck, because this does turn into a draw 2 off of this. Also turns into an additional Miller off of this. But this card, by far, is the reason why Runic even exists remotely. But once again, strong card. Thank you for making a searcher for our deck. I love it here. We have triple copies of the Flashing Fire, aka Pop the opponent's special monster. Until you in your Flunder matchup, this card actually stinks. Unless they're trying to like get really cheeky out here and trying to make like a Zeus or something to clean up your field. But like, this card is incredibly valuable for really what it brings to the table. If not, it's just a free special summon 1 for really no consequence whatsoever. We play triple copies of the Effect Veiler. Oh, God bless this card. This card is the nuts. Getting the Banish 3 off of this is literally like the best part of the deck. The pressure that this gives you, I almost think that this card's better than this card at certain points. Really depends. Those two are next to like Fountain and whatnot. Those are your best cards. We are playing triple copies of this. This is the Spell and Trap Pop. If you play against a matchup where your opponent's not actually setting spells and traps for you to generate advantage, just feel free to chain this and pop the one that they just activated. Like, if they're like not actually playing anything, just, oh, you activated a Pot of Desires? Sure, we'll go ahead and activate this, blow up the pot. Yay, we got another mill 4, and we get a drawback. Like, that's the important part, is like you get to cycle this. If not, it's just special summon. But in your rogue matchups, this card is insane. I'm saying that as like somebody that sounds like they've never played the deck before. This stupid good card. So this is basically also, I think it makes one of your opponent's monsters not be able to attack, right? The big thing with this is it's just target 1. The next time a monster be destroyed by a card effect is not, and it cannot attack this turn. So you can technically use this both offensively and defensively, make your opponent's monster not be able to attack this turn. But the big thing is, I mean, you can use this to protect your monster. It's like the biggest value that I get out of this. I never really use it as like the target opponent's monster and make it so it can't attack this turn. We usually just do it for the protection clause. We do play the 1 Dispel. I do kind of miss Golden Droplet at certain points. Having cut that, I do think that this is still an incredibly good card. Once again, it comes down to your matchup dependency in terms of this. We have 1 Smiting Storm. I don't think we're ever going to cut Smiting Storm. This card, for the generic cleanup that it gives you on the matchup, like especially like since your opponent is going to start committing larger amounts to the field once you kind of gridlock them down with floodgates, this particular card makes your life incredibly easier. This card's stupid. I still can't believe that this card exists. I had 1 game that we drew this turn 1 after setting forward. He was like, oh, you brick, and then slammed down the demise, and I'm like, no, we just want to go ahead and, you know, get some free resources. Thank you for having that card. We do play the 2 Pot of Desires. I don't feel bad playing this, as long as I don't run into Cash Tira. But you have to... I think you have to play this card. This card says draw 2 cards. Yeah, you lose some of your spells, but like, if as long as you've played this deck for a long time, you'll have an idea of what resources are left in your deck, so you can make the plays to kind of adjust appropriately. 2 copies of Duality. Yeah, you can't splash summon in the turn that you do this. I mean, big whoop-de-doo. But like, 2 is, I think, fine. You have to make decisions on your opening hand. Like, do you need to go get the fountain? If you need to get the fountain, then you certainly are not dualitying turn 1 because you want to get the most value. It's once again going to come down to your opening hand. That's like the big thing about playing this deck is you have a lot of decision trees for your setup that you need to consider. This card's busted. I haven't really played this card up until recently. Didn't have one. Never ordered one. I don't know why. But my friend sent me one. Was like, Ravi, you're finally going to put 1 day a piece in your deck. I was like, alright, cool. 1 day lets you play stupidly. You activate this card, you don't even have to set cards turn 1. Just pass on over to your opponent. You drew evenly turn 1. Activate this card. Alright, go ahead and commit your field. Do it. And you can even leave them on your next turn. You feel so dirty doing that. We have 1 terraforming for field spell search ability. I don't know why you wouldn't play that. This card's insane. 3 people called this Mystic Mind at home. It's not even that good. It's just monster with 1500 or more attack can't attack. Like, the only value you get off of this is in comparison with another Floodgate, which is this stupid good card right here. Skill Drain plus Messenger usually gives you the chance to play the game. Like, you have to... This card is like the reason why this deck can do things. As ignorant as it actually is, this is like the saving grace. So, hopefully this doesn't get limited to 1, we'll see. There can only be 1. There can only be no fun. Thank you, Floodgates. I love it here. And then this list actually dropped Gozen for Rivalry. It's actually an interesting choice. I think I boarded these out in a lot of games because I really didn't need to see them, but I don't have no complaints, honestly. Extra deck is as stable as it gets for this deck, let me tell you. So you have triple copies of Hugin. The amount of people that don't understand that this doesn't activate for the replacement effect is really good, because you'll have people that'll activate Feather Duster. You're like, alright, cool, chain resolves. And you're like, Hugin replacement effect. And people are like, well, I want to chain. You're like, doesn't activate. Sorry. I can't stress it enough. This card's good. For gaining life points. Also having a big body. It gets really annoying every time your opponent keeps popping your Hugin, so you just drop this up and then start underneath a skill drain, and your opponent has a big issue trying to out this. This card gets back my field spell, and then it pops things during damaged up. I never really make this card. As much as I used to. This card's still good, but I just don't make him. I never make this card, ever. Card's still incredibly good. It's just never really need to make Frecky. Play 1 of this. This needs to come out. And then we play this. Now this was something the list played 3 of. I actually kind of like this. For those of you that don't know this, it's 1 non-link monster in an extra monster zone. So 1 non-link monster. Okay, well we got a lot of those. Alright, cannot be used as link material. The turner's link summon. This card in the extra monster zone cannot be destroyed by a battlefield monster in the main monster zone. And at the start of damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster in the extra monster zone, you can return both this card and the opponent's monster to the deck. Bounceability. Thank you. I didn't really consider that. I actually like that. Side deck. Oh, look. We need this card. Stops the bad matchups. These are for the matchups that I hate even more. We gotta control certain aspects of the game. These clean up certain things that we don't like. Also, our opponent makes a big field that we can't out. This card takes care of threats. So if we know that they're going to try to make like a Zeus or something, we can set up the Solemn and punish them. And then we have triple copies of Evenly Matched. This card lets us play a little bit more ignorant, I feel like. Yeah, the side deck for this is very, very nice. I like how this was designed. The matchups for this deck feel a lot easier with this. The gravity controller felt really good. I like what we're doing with this so far. So, no complaints. I miss Golden Droplet sometimes, but not all the time. It is just kind of that. So, what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.